It's easy to make the argument that taxation is theft, because in some ways it resembles theft. Basic premise of theft being you take something that belonged to someone else, and then if you want to escalate it to robbery, you threaten them with some kind of austere action if they don't give you your stuff. You take their stuff. That's theft. And, with taxation, there is a bill to be paid to the government, and you pay that bill, or else bad things happen to you. It starts to resemble not only theft, but robbery. The trouble is it's not, or at least it's mostly not, because in order for taxation to be theft, there are times when it is acceptable to take someone else's property. An example of a time when it's okay to take someone else's property is in restitution of a debt. Let's say that I crash my car into you. If I crash my car into you and cause you injuries and harm, and it was definitely through my negligence, and you go to a court of law and you establish that I have an obligation, I have a debt to you, I have harmed you, I need to fulfill my duty, which I broke, I failed in my duty, I injured you, and now I need to restore you to how you would have been if there hadn't been an accident. I owe you something. I have a duty to pay. And so the court will establish that, and afterwards, a bill will come, and I will essentially go into collections where I either pay this debt or else I get sanctioned by the state. And that is the basic premise of taxation. If we have no obligations to society or to this thing that we've created that is our government, because that's an invention of us people. But if we have no obligations to it, no debt, then it's theft. But if we do have obligations and debt, then it is not theft. I'm reminded of Socrates. When Socrates was given the death sentence in Athens for corrupting the youth, they were ready to let him go, but he went and escalated and said, not only should you acquit me of these crimes, but you should also give me free food for life because of all the benefits that I've given to the state by educating the youth. The assembly got mad at him, and they voted to sentence him to death. And they asked him to drink hemlock. And his followers, Socrates' followers, begged him to escape. Some of his wealthier followers arranged a method for him to escape. And the state wasn't going to pass judgment on him or pass execution of sentence, weren't going to kill him until after a ceremonial ship had returned. So he had opportunity. He had plenty of opportunity. He had friends who were willing to bust him out of there. But he told them no. He said, if I, who have been raised by this state, by Athens, and who have fought for Athens, and been taught by Athens, and defended by the citizens of Athens, if I were to reject their judgment, it would be a harm, a blight on my soul to reject that debt. And so I will accept their judgment in addition to their benefits, and I will die. That is the basic premise behind taxation. So I have a duty to society to some degree, and to that degree, taxation is appropriate. It is me contributing to my little corner of our society. However, we've established the basic principle of taxation. There's a time and a place for it. But the trouble is it doesn't limit itself. There's nothing that makes it obvious when it crosses the line to too much, when it becomes extortion by any other name. When, and Frederick Bastiat talked about legal plunder, when the law is used as a thin veneer to give an excuse for plunder, theft. And that is fiddly. There isn't a good, clear, bright line, obvious rule that distinguishes between those two. I believe very strongly that I have debts to society that make taxation appropriate. And the more local, the better, because then I am more able to observe where the money is going and feel the benefit, or at least see the benefit in someone else. But clearly, if the taxation rate is maybe 10%, that's fine. If it's 20%, yeah, I could see my contribution to society being that high. But As soon as it gets up to 90, 100, clearly that's theft. And somewhere between those numbers is a line where it transitions from duty to society and extortion. So it's fiddly. Taxation is mostly not theft. Follow up later to hear a video about how property is mostly not theft. If you enjoyed videos that make you think, please hit the like button and subscribe below. And if this video made you think, I would look forward to seeing your comments. Just have a good one.